What's up everybody, welcome back to Double T Gaming. Hope everyone is having a great day today. And on this day, we have some massive updates and balance changes for Ascension's Bronzebeard server. Now I usually post videos Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but the full notes for this update came out yesterday evening, so I want to get this video out today on a Thursday for you all to see it. We have the Pilgrim's Bounty event with another experience buff, Mythic Zeros coming this weekend, and balancing changes for almost every class. So let's go ahead and dive into it. And I'm going to try to run through all of the main stuff as fast as I can, because honestly, I prefer update videos that are quick and to the point. So first up, it's that time of year we have the Pilgrim's Bounty World event. Throughout the world, there will be different festival areas with tables of food set up that you can interact with. The important thing to know about this, other than achievements in a transmog set, is that you can get a 10% rep and experience buff called Spirit of Sharing. To do this, you basically need to just sit at one of these tables and pass around and eat all 5 different types of food that sit on the table, with each food also giving you a buff. Eat all 5 of the food, you get the Spirit of Sharing buff. This shouldn't take you too long to do it all, but it's a little bit more interactive than the Hollow's End event where it was just basically just clicking one item and you got the buff. But either way, another experience bonus for those still leveling their first character or that have moved on to their alts. Next, we have some new custom additions to the server that will be added gradually throughout the rest of 2025. We have a new Auberdine and Darkshore. We have an updated Thorium Point in Searing Gorge, as well as an updated Camp T in the Barrens, and there will also be new Worldforged items and new points of interest as well. Moving on, for those interested, from now up until December 1st, there will be a 4 times DP event to go along with the Black Friday and Cyber Monday, so donate now, you get 4 times the DP than normal. And like I said in the last update video, Mythic Zero will be launching this weekend, November 22nd. These will not be available in Dungeon Finder to start out, so you have to walk to the dungeon manually. They will also have a 1-day loot lockout. I believe once we have more than just Mythic Zero, like the rest of Mythic Plus, out in a future update, this lockout will be removed and Mythic Zero will be in the Dungeon Finder. And the Mythic gear will basically be the Mythic versions of vanilla dungeons with added bonuses. So like Raxor's Hammer from Deadmines, built specifically for druids. And the 2 new dungeons, Road to the Other Side and Vault of Inquisition that came out last week, will also have a Mythic level to it. So next up we have the class balance update, and there are honestly so many changes. My best recommendation here is that you take a look through the notes yourself with the link in the description. But the main focus of this for Ascension was to tune down the overperforming classes and specs, so like tune down Destruction Warlocks and Survival and Beastmaster Hunters, while bringing up the lower performing specs overall. Then also hitting on Paladin self-sustainability, which they thought was way too much, as well as hitting resto druids a bit because they were overall just way too strong with their heals and mana pool. Again, I won't go into all of them, those were just some of the biggest hitters as well as their idea behind it. But really, go check out their posts on the whole changes. There are a ton of them for each class, from baseline to legendary to epic enchantments. So we do have a couple of notable Worldforged item changes. The 1 ring to flame them all, which a lot of players used and people have suggested this to me on stream to get. The self damage was apparently bugged and was too low, so that has been increased. In addition to that, the damage itself was way too much and has been reduced by 30% on both PvE and PvP combat. The absorb effect on Arcane Glinting Shard has also been reduced by 250 damage and the duration increased to 20 seconds. Necklace of the Sunken Temple's mana regeneration has also been reduced with an increased proc chance and an increased internal cooldown. And the Blightbomber item now summons the same amount of play counts in the upgraded version as it does in the based version, as well as fixing a bug with it where they were just doing too much damage overall. And of course, with these Worldforged item changes, if you have upgraded it already, you are free to refund that upgrade to get your Runes of Ascension back that you spent on it. Armor penetration was also overhauled, as before it was basically a useless stat and kinda hard to understand. So it now works in that your armor penetration now removes half of the target's damage reduction. Basically, if you are a physical based damage dealer, armor penetration is good regardless of how much you have, and it's especially good against high armored targets. So if you have a 10 armor penetration rating and you're fighting a high armor creature, you'll be doing 1.5% more physical damage. And they'll be monitoring this closely to just make sure things stay in line with their idea for it. Snapshotting was also bugged previously and has now been returned to its intended behavior for all dots that refresh their duration without being fully recast. So like Corruption with the right talent or Shadow Word Pain with the right talent. So with that bug, how snapshotting worked before, it accidentally led to some extreme behavior like losing out on a ton of DPS unless you perfectly timed a troll racial with Bloodlust and a perfect eradication proc while popping an on-use haste trinket. Basically how this works now is that every time a dot is refreshed, it recalculates based on the amount of spell power and haste you have at the moment, setting a new base value and tick speed. So if you gain haste and spell power and then refresh your dot that was already on the target, it will now tick faster and for more damage. And finally, we do have some baseline PvP changes. There will be improvements to the arena matchmaking system to try and be better about healer imbalances or odd class stacking or just frustrating matchups overall, making things a bit more consistent and competitive. The 3v3 arena queue will also be coming with the next season, and the next PvP progression phase in the current arena season will end with Molten Core's launch, and there will also be upgraded set pieces and new PvP weapons. And going forward, every PvP progression phase will have new gear to go after. And finally, they will be adjusting how arena points are earned to get a longer lasting sense of progression. They haven't announced how they're doing this yet, but they'll just be revisiting the topic overall. So yeah, that was a lot of stuff. The main things you need to know if you aren't that much into the technical stuff, and I'll be sure to have this timestamped as a summary down low. There is a new experience and reputation buff with the Pilgrim's bounty. You just have to interact at the table for a little bit. Mythic 0 will be coming out on the 22nd of November. There is no random dungeon finder tool for this. You have to walk to the dungeon and it's a 1-day loot lockout up until Mythic Plus does come out fully. There's also tons of class balancing changes. Of course, I'll have this article linked in the description if you want to check it out for yourself. Armor penetration basically matters again. They made it easier to understand, and some Worldforged items have been nerfed. So anyway, let me know down in the comments if your class got hit with a nerf or a buff. Do you like these changes? Do you not like them? As well as what else you'd like to see me cover across the private server landscape. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. This is Double T Gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next video.
Double T in the house, yeah, the grind don't stop. Classic World of Warcraft, straight to the top. Private service popping, got the code unlocked. Regular guy, but the content's gold, full stock. Handsome as heck, yeah, the mirror don't lie. Got a wife and a kid, family ties so fly. Calusius in the mix, cousin vibes on high.